Hello everyone, Corocus here. So Assassin's Creed Origins has been revealed to my surprise yesterday during Microsoft conference, and I was surprised because I honestly expected to see it tonight at Ubisoft conference, of course. But I think it's great that this happened. I think it's good that they revealed it yesterday, because I think tonight at Ubisoft conference we're going to see a different another gameplay video and probably a cinematic story trailer, so we can get to know the main character a little bit more. So I just wanted to give you my first impressions on this. As you know, I am a big fan of this series, and I have to say there are some good things and there are some bad things as well that I've noticed, and there are some concerns for me after seeing the two videos last night, and there are a few things that I'm also excited about. So let's just get into it. As soon as I saw sands and pyramids on the screen, I was thinking, oh, is this really happening? Are they really revealing the new Assassin's Creed right now? So yes, it turned out to be Origins indeed. It turned out to be in the Assassin's Creed game. The trailer looked nice, I have to say. It looked pretty. I do like the setting. I do like the fact that there won't be many tall structures to climb and to free run on. And why do I say that I like this is because it reminded me of the very first Assassin's Creed game, which I know it sounds weird and I know I am in the minority here, but I really liked because it's a special game. It was something completely new at the time. It was something I've never seen before, a concept I've never seen before, and I was really excited ever since they announced that game until the day of release. And after all, it is the first game that introduced me to this series, and it had so much mystery. It was great. So I think it's great because it's going to take more time to travel on your horse. I think you also have a boat because there will be rivers to explore and swamps and all that. So I think it's going to be great to not focus so much on the free running aspect and climbing stuff, which is great. We did see Bayek, the main character, climbing, or rather sliding down the pyramids, which I think it's a thing that a lot of us will do the very first time. But yeah, it looked great, but seeing the character models and even the setting itself, the world itself, and especially when it got to the animals, the wildlife, I'm sure I'm not the only one, but it just screamed Far Cry for me. It screamed Far Cry, and specifically Far Cry Primal. Afterwards, they've shown gameplay, and after seeing the gameplay sequence, it made me think even more about Far Cry, but I'll get to that in just a moment. So, the character models and just everything screams Far Cry, and it just makes me wonder, are they switching engines? Did they make this game in the Dawn engine? Now, this would be a good thing, because the Dawn engine, I feel, has always been much better optimized than Anvil Next, the game in which all the AC games have been developed. I've always felt it's been much better optimized, because Far Cry 4 and Far Cry 3 and 4 and Blood Dragon, all the Far Cry games after the third one have run very, very well, even the third one itself. So I always felt it's a much better optimized engine. So I think it'll be an interesting move, but a letdown is that I really appreciated their decision to take a 1-year break. In fact, as always, they start working very early on AC games, and I've read somewhere that they said that they started working on this game before Unity, which would make sense. But I appreciated that they took this break, because I thought, okay, they'll work on the engine especially. They'll work a lot to optimize the engine, because the games didn't run very well, and that was not only a problem for PCs, which I am a gamer of, but for consoles as well. Very poor performance, a lot of glitches, a lot of bugs. You know the story. I mean, Unity was just a bug fest. It was ridiculous, actually, at times. Syndicate took a step in the right direction. There were a lot of more things ironed out. The performance has been improved, so I thought they would really do a great job for Origins. Now, of course, I'm only speculating. I'm just saying this because, like I said, everything looks very, very much like Far Cry. So, of course, that it made me think about this. If not, if they still are using Anvil next, then I do hope, as I said, that they have improved the engine. I hope that they have fixed and optimized it, because I think it's a great engine. Another thing, and now we're moving on to the gameplay video. Another thing that made me more suspicious about the Far Cry aspects is that, okay, so we won't have tall buildings. I think they even said that they got rid of tower climbing and synchronizing, you know, where you would climb on a very tall building and look around and update your map, which was a trademark of the AC series. They just had to take it and put it in Far Cry as well, and just make AC lose all its originality afterwards. So that wasn't a good move, but they got rid of that. And what do they do instead? They take another element from the Far Cry games, and that is enemy tagging. It's going to be interesting because I've read that Eagle Vision is going to be changed as well, and it's not going to show you enemies anymore. You'll use that eagle instead. And it's interesting, you're using an eagle, like a literal eagle this time, instead of Eagle Vision, you know. Yeah, good one. But seeing the gameplay video, again, it just screamed Far Cry. I mean, did you see the eagle is basically a drone. It's the drone from Watch Dogs, and you're tagging enemies like in Far Cry. And then the animations, they looked very much recycled, I have to say. The walking, the running, it was like seeing Jacob Fry all over again. And this made me once again think, okay, I actually think they're using the Dunny engine, and they're just, you know, copy and pasting the animations so they don't have to rework them and encounter bugs and all that stuff. So I think they're taking a safe route in this aspect. But I was disappointed by a lot of things in the gameplay video. The AI looked once again very, very stupid, which is disappointing. The fighting, I couldn't wait to see a bit of fighting sequence. I was hoping to see that, and right at towards the end we did see that, and I was like, yes, okay, we're gonna see some combat, and it was a letdown. The animations, I know, just seemed clunky. We'll have to see how it actually feels when you're playing it, but in the video, just the animation seemed clunky, and it really looked like For Honor. So once again, it seems that they're just recycling stuff from all their other games. And I mean, you know, yeah, they're all developed by the same company, the same studios, so it would make sense, but I just really don't like that. I was actually ready to give them a chance for taking this break, and I said, okay, they're taking a break, they're going to work to improve the engine, they're going to work to add a lot of new stuff. And what do I say instead? A lot of recycled stuff. But yeah, I don't want this to be a negative video. I'm still excited because I am playing, and I've always played the AC games for the story. So hopefully the story will be the selling point of this game. It has to be. It has to have a great story. It has to have great character progression. I actually saw that they are adding a lot of RPG elements to the game, so I think that's going to be interesting to add a sense of character progression. We'll have to see how that works out. I'm sure it will divide the fan base, but oh well. I think it's time they focus on diehards, dedicated fans like myself who've played this series from the very first game, played all the games, who are really, really involved in the story and the characters. And just stop with the casual, stop caring that much about casual fans, because casual fans will say, oh cool, this is a hack and slash RPG running all over the place game in the deserts of Egypt. But to us, it's much more than that. We're interested in the story, we're interested in the characters, and hopefully, this is what I hope, hopefully they will add a lot more consistent stuff from modern day, because after all, modern day is where pretty much all the AC universe is happening. I mean, none of these past events would have been lived by us if it wasn't for the modern day story, you know, the animals, all that stuff. Hopefully it's going to be an important part in this game. We have to just, I hope they cut the half-assed efforts and just give us some gameplay moments in modern day, give us more time in the modern day story. We have a lot of things to find out. We have a lot of things to catch up with. You know, I hope they're going to focus on that as well a lot. I'm not expecting to see it promoted, of course, because it's not used that much in trailers and all that. That makes sense. But hopefully it's going to be an important part of the game. I really hope that. Then the location, Egypt, they said they will have the whole country, a whole of ancient Egypt in the game, and I honestly don't know what to say about that. I think, of course, it's just going to be a big map with a lot of different cities and areas that will feel different from one another, which I think is going to be great. And like I said, hopefully the performance, the game on a hardware level will be well optimized and will perform well. And yeah, I really don't know what else to say. Like I said, hopefully tonight we'll see some more of the game in action. And by the way, I really don't buy this alpha footage. Oh, they'll iron it out before this. No. How many times have we seen, you know, disappointing presentations or trailers or whatever, and the games were the same, you know? You're not going to E3 to show an alpha build, and an alpha build really doesn't look like the games that we have seen and we're seeing at E3. I mean, come on, that is already well established. And another thing that has been very much talked about and shocked me, and I was sure it's going to be much talked about, is the huge snake right at the end of the trailer. Bayek is facing a huge snake boss kind of enemy. And everyone started, what's happening? They're throwing in a lot of fantasy elements. And what do you expect? I mean, it's ancient Egypt. There's going to be a lot of mystery, you know, mystic religions and stuff like that. We've seen even in the trailer, like medics or priests, something like that, performing a ritual or something. So I think that's going to be interesting. And just remember Far Cry with all its Far Cry 3 and Far Cry even 4, I think. I don't remember because I haven't played that game that much. But Far Cry Primal as well. Just remember the tripping sequences where you'd like take a drug or be poisoned or something and have hallucinations and all that stuff. That snake surely will be a mirage because, you know, you will travel a lot in the sands, or it's just going to be something mystical, something mythical, you know, something that you'd expect to see, because ancient Egypt was full of mythology and gods and all that stuff. So I think it all makes sense to see that. Certainly, I mean, the whole game itself has a huge fantasy elements with all the pieces of it and all that stuff. And yeah, it's just going to be interesting to see how the story, what the story will be about, because if I recall correctly, Templars weren't established back then, so we're probably going to face like some ancestors of them, as the assassins themselves weren't established yet. After all, the game's tagline is the Brotherhood Begins or something like that. So it's going to be interesting to see what the main conflict in this game is actually going to be. So yes, I think I've missed some stuff, but I've just tried to discuss about as many things as I could remember, try to discuss and analyze the stuff that we've seen so far. I am, as always, curious to hear your thoughts as well, so make sure to drop a comment down below and tell me if you agree with what I've said. If you don't, tell me why, and just let me know what you think about this game and what are your expectations. I really am curious. So yes, I am now getting very excited for tomorrow, because PES 2018 will have its full reveal, so hopefully I'll be more excited about that and it won't be disappointing. And it'll just be a great trailer and make us really excited about the game, and hopefully we'll get a lot of juicy details. We'll talk a lot about it. Tomorrow is going to be a very interesting day dedicated to that. I can't wait to see the trailer. I can't wait to analyze it and once again make another video for that one. So hopefully looking forward to that as well. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you again next time. Until then, take care.